Welcome back, everyone, to Wisdom and Wealth. We're so glad to have you join us today. Here at Wisdom and Wealth we discuss topics that resonate with those of us who've gained a little life experience, folks over 40 who are looking for practical advice and maybe a fresh perspective on some of life's challenges. Today we're tackling a topic that I think we all struggle with at some point, and that is the power, or the difficulty, of saying no. I'm sure you've been there. Two simple letters, no, can feel like the hardest word in the English language to utter. So, why is it so difficult for us? Well, I believe a big reason is that we've become accustomed to saying yes to so many things that aren't really important to us. Now, before we dive too deep into this topic, if you're finding value in what we do here at Wisdom and Wealth, please take a moment to give this video a like. It really helps us reach more people who might benefit from our content. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos. We're constantly exploring new ways to share insights and strategies to help you live a more fulfilling and prosperous life. Thank you. What happens when we consistently say yes to those unimportant things, those requests and demands that don't truly align with our values or our goals? We inadvertently close the door to opportunities that do matter. We miss out on chances to say yes to the things that truly enrich our lives. It's about prioritizing our time and energy, and recognizing that saying no to some things is actually saying yes to ourselves. It can be a challenge for sure. That's why we need to learn how to confidently decline the requests and invitations that don't serve us, how to politely yet firmly set boundaries. Then we must deliberately say yes to the activities and relationships that fuel our passions and move us closer to our objectives. It is all about being more intentional, more focused, on the things that hold genuine significance. Okay, so the inspiration for this video came to me a few days ago. I was reflecting on a passage I encountered while studying the Buddhist teachings, specifically in the Sutta. The Buddha, in his infinite wisdom, said something profound: do less. What? In our modern world, so many people idolize those who juggle too much. He wasn't advocating laziness. Instead, he was suggesting a path toward greater focus and effectiveness. Whether you're practicing a spiritual path, pursuing a career goal, or simply navigating the complexities of daily life, doing less, focusing on what truly matters, can be incredibly powerful. Now, if you are enjoying this type of discussion, please like this video and subscribe to the Wisdom and Wealth channel so we can bring you more content like this in the future. Our society, in contrast, often bombards us with the opposite message. It screams, do more. The more you do, the more you'll achieve. Pack your schedule with activities and opportunities, and you'll find success. I understand the appeal of that. There's a certain allure to busyness. However, the truth, as I see it, is that simply doing more doesn't necessarily lead to more productivity or more fulfillment. In fact, often, it can lead to burnout, overwhelm, and a sense of being pulled in a million different directions, without really getting anywhere. So, how do we become more productive in the areas that truly matter? How do we invest our time and energy in the things that align with our values and contribute to our overall well-being? The answer, as the Buddha suggested, lies in mastering the art of saying no to certain things, to those distractions and obligations that pull us away from our core priorities. It requires a shift in mindset, a willingness to prioritize quality over quantity, and a commitment to aligning our actions with our values. This helps us stay true to who we really are. In this video, I'm going to share 5 actionable tips that will help you say no to those unimportant things and embrace a life that's more focused, more intentional, and more aligned with what truly matters to you. I will give you time-tested techniques you can start using today. It's about reclaiming control of your time, your energy, and your life. Before we jump into the how-to, let's first understand why we often find ourselves saying yes to things that we know, deep down, aren't a good fit for us. What are the underlying motivations that lead us to overcommit and spread ourselves too thin? In many cases, the root cause is fear. We have a hard time saying no, because we don't want people to think that we are lazy or unreliable. We don't want to be on the outside looking in. Sometimes it's the fear of missing out, the nagging sense that we'll be excluded or left behind if we decline an invitation or opportunity. Other times, it's the fear of letting someone down, of disappointing a friend, family member, or colleague who is counting on us. And sometimes it's the fear of being the only one to say no, of standing out from the crowd or risking disapproval. It helps to remember to not fear what others think of you. That is not your concern. Even further, sometimes it's the fear of making the wrong decision, of potentially missing out on something valuable if we say no. These fears can be powerful motivators, often driving us to say yes even when we know that it's not in our best interest. And it's not just about saying yes to people. We also say yes to things. Consider a time when you were studying. Okay, this applies not only to people but also to things. For example, let's say you're trying to concentrate on a task, perhaps studying for an exam, or working on a project at work. You're focused, you're in the zone, then a notification pops up on your phone. You know you need to stay focused, but you pick up the phone anyway and check what it is. It might be a social media alert, a news headline, or a random email. Even though you know you should be concentrating on your work, you give in to the distraction. In that moment, you're saying yes to the unimportant thing, the fleeting distraction, and no to your own goals and priorities. That little distraction takes you off course. Now, if you feel that you can relate to what we have covered so far, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We want to know what you think and we want to bring you more content you can use. Here's another scenario. You've planned to spend the evening learning a new skill or simply enjoying some quiet time meditating. Suddenly, you get a call from a friend who wants you to go out, shopping, to a party, maybe just for a walk. Because you don't want to disappoint them or seem antisocial, you say yes, even though it means sacrificing your plans. In this case, the fear of letting someone down overrides your commitment to yourself. So, when we consistently choose the unimportant over the important, we risk missing out on opportunities that can help us achieve our larger goals. We may even miss opportunities to be present with our loved ones. We lose valuable time that could be spent on activities that truly matter, activities that contribute to our long-term well-being. That's why it's so crucial to learn to say no correctly, to set healthy boundaries, and to prioritize our own needs and goals. Let's talk about how to achieve that. Here are the steps that can help you master the art of saying no. The first step is to cultivate strong self-awareness. Really understand what matters to you, what your priorities are, and why you find yourself saying yes in certain situations. Knowing the reasons behind your choices empowers you to make more conscious decisions. It is a powerful process. Before you say yes to anything, take a moment to ask yourself why. Why are you agreeing to this request? Why are you saying yes to this person or this opportunity? Are you driven by genuine interest, or are you motivated by fear, guilt, or a desire to please others? Similarly, before you say no to something, explore your reasons for declining. Are you saying no because it truly doesn't align with your priorities, or are you holding back out of fear or uncertainty? Understanding the why behind your decisions is critical for making choices that support your overall well-being. For example, let's say you feel the urge to check your phone. Your mind is telling you, check social media. See what's happening. Before you reflexively grab your phone, pause and ask yourself, why? Why do I feel the need to do this right now? Is it truly necessary, or am I just seeking a distraction? By questioning your impulses, you become more aware of your habits and motivations, and you can then make a more conscious decision about whether or not to act on them. The Buddha offered a powerful framework for evaluating our actions. Before you do or say something, ask yourself, is this helpful for me? Is it helpful for others? Is it good for me? Is it good for others? If the answer to these questions is a resounding yes, then proceed with confidence. Here is your last reminder to like and subscribe to Wisdom and Wealth so we can continue to bring you content that helps you move forward in your life. But if the answer is no, if the action or words are unlikely to benefit you or others, then by all means, refrain from doing or saying them. Recognize that saying no in these situations is not selfish, it's a form of self-care, a way of protecting your time and energy for the things that truly matter. In the first step of saying no to unimportant things, building a good self-awareness. The second step is to develop strong self-discipline. This is arguably the most challenging part, because it requires courage and unwavering resolve to say no, even when it's difficult. It takes a lot of grit. The things we need to say no to can be the most enjoyable things in our life. Like, we all enjoy relaxing, watching TV, spending time with friends, or engaging in hobbies. But sometimes, those very things can hinder our productivity and distract us from pursuing our goals. It's about learning to delay gratification, to prioritize long-term benefits over short-term pleasure. Okay, let's say you've planned to study for a test or meditate. But your friends invite you to a party. The party sounds like a lot of fun, but you know that studying or meditating is more important for your future success or your spiritual well-being. It can be incredibly difficult to say no to the party, because you're drawn to the immediate pleasure it offers. That's where self-discipline comes in. You need to cultivate the inner strength to resist those temptations, to remind yourself of your long-term goals, and to choose the path that will ultimately lead to greater fulfillment. It's about saying to yourself, this is what truly matters to me, and I must do it, even if it's not the easiest or most immediately enjoyable option. Then you have to say no to those people politely. I've heard the saying that you should learn to say no without explaining yourself. While I appreciate the sentiment, I believe it's often more effective to explain why you're saying no, but only when required. When you provide a brief, honest explanation, people are more likely to understand and respect your decision. It can be tough for folks to understand why you aren't available, but if you simply lay out a quick and reasonable explanation, they'll understand and appreciate your candor. The third step is to truly understand that your time is valuable, that it is a limited and precious resource. We all know the saying, time is money. But I would suggest that time is even more precious than money, because we can always earn more money, but we can't ever get back lost time. Our time on this earth is finite. Consider the way you manage your money. I'm willing to bet that you don't spend it carelessly or impulsively, especially as you get older. You carefully consider your purchases, weighing the value of each item or experience against its cost. You make conscious decisions about how to allocate your resources. Treat your time the same way. Be mindful of how you're spending it, and make conscious choices about what activities and commitments deserve your attention. Avoid wasting your time on meaningless distractions or obligations that don't contribute to your well-being. Remember, time is your most valuable asset. You can't get it back once it's gone. If you truly value and respect your time, you'll find it easier to say no to unimportant things, because you'll be more motivated to protect your precious resource for the things that matter most. Make sure you respect other people's time as well. If you have a call scheduled, be on time. If someone asks to meet you somewhere, be on time. Everyone has things to do, so you should respect their time as well. The next step is to ask this magic question: is it truly necessary? Before you say yes to anything, before you commit to any activity or obligation, pause and ask yourself, is this truly necessary? Do I really need to do this? Often, we say yes out of habit, without truly considering whether the activity or obligation is aligned with our goals or values. We simply assume that it's something we should do, without questioning its necessity. Now, if you are still with us, then please tap that like button and be sure to subscribe to the Wisdom and Wealth channel so you don't miss another video. For example, let's say you come home after a long, tiring day, and you reflexively reach for your phone and start scrolling through social media. You might spend an hour or two mindlessly browsing, without really gaining anything of value. In that same time, you could have connected with your kids, talked to your parents, or engaged in a hobby. Before diving into social media, ask yourself, is this truly necessary? Am I going to benefit from this, or am I just seeking a distraction? By questioning your impulses, you can make a more conscious decision about how to spend your time. And the final step is to define what's truly important to you. What are your values, your passions, your goals, and your life's purpose? The reason why we say yes to things that don't serve us is often because we haven't taken the time to figure out what does serve us. If you have a clear understanding of your larger purpose, of what truly matters to you, you'll find it much easier to say no to the things that don't align with that purpose. You'll be more motivated to protect your time and energy for the activities and relationships that move you closer to your goals. Take some quiet time each day to reflect on what truly matters to you. Ask yourself, what is the most important thing I can do today to contribute to my larger purpose? By focusing on what's truly important, you'll gain clarity and conviction, making it easier to say no to distractions and prioritize what matters most. Sometimes we want to do the things that don't matter in life. We all enjoy spending time on things that may be more enjoyable. Although it is hard to say no, those things keep us from our larger purpose. So, practice these tips so you can say no to unimportant things. So, saying no can be incredibly difficult, and I understand that. However, in order to create a life that's happier, calmer, and more aligned with our values, we must learn to master this skill. Practice these tips, and I believe you'll find yourself living a more focused and fulfilling life. Thank you for watching.